In the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open.
There's nothing on this door.
This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh, shit!
The internet is filled with creepy content, but some videos go beyond disturbing, like this one, for example. Imagine checking your security camera in the middle of the night, only to see the most terrifying thing you've ever laid eyes on. That's exactly what happened to one TikTok user who decided to review their footage after sensing something strange outside. What they saw completely caught them off guard. The clip shows what appears to be a tall, unnaturally thin figure standing near the edge of the woods. Its movements are slow and deliberate, and what's most disturbing is what it seems to be doing, luring people into the trees. There's no clear motive, no clear explanation, just a silent, looming presence drawing others into the darkness. It feels like something straight out of a creepypasta, except this was caught on a real security feed. Unfortunately, the video ends just as quickly as it begins. There's no follow-up, no context, and no indication of what happened next. Because of that, and the vague nature of the entire case, it's unlikely we'll ever get any kind of proper explanation. Whether it's a real entity or an elaborate hoax, no one really knows for sure. Still, questions remain. What exactly was this figure? Why was it leading people into the woods? And perhaps most unsettling, where were they being led? Let me know what you think. Is this a paranormal creature, something more grounded? Or just a chillingly good fake? Whatever the case, it's a video that leaves behind far more fear than answers. And as terrifying as that was, nothing quite compares to what this mother named Jasmine captured and posted online. Quick interruption. If you're enjoying this video, why not hit that subscribe button? We're on a mission to hit 300,000 subscribers, and when we do, 3 lucky fans will win a limited edition items. Right now, 61.2% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. We're pushing for at least 40%, and we need your help to make it happen. It's completely free, and your support helps us make even more awesome videos. So, don't miss out, subscribe now, and let's get back to the video. On a Thursday afternoon, Jasmine was walking back to her apartment with her daughter when something strange happened. They both felt uneasy, like someone was watching them. They began recording on their phone and managed to capture a man on camera. But, according to Jasmine, this wasn't the only unsettling thing that would be caught that day.
So I'm sitting here looking at this ring camera footage, and I don't understand how I didn't see this, because this is ridiculous.
At the very same time, something else was recorded. Something Jasmine wouldn't even notice until much later.
I just called the police. Get out front of my door. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go!
In the hallway just a few feet away, the door to apartment 23 swings open on its own. It lingers ajar for a few seconds, then slowly shuts. Jasmine wasn't aware of it at the time and only discovered it while reviewing the footage. But this event, bizarre as it was, wasn't what left her most disturbed.
In the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open. Ever. Like, But in the video, you saw the door just came open. Who opened the door? Like, look at it. Like, pitch black. Like, make it make sense. Like, how? How? I don't know. That don't make sense.
A few days after the incident, Jasmine filmed another video. This time, she focused on apartment 23. She explains that the unit has supposedly been locked and unoccupied for years, which makes one simple question incredibly unsettling. How did the door open by itself?
Just look, watch this. The door comes open. There's nobody there.
She had no explanation, and the more she thought about it, the more uncomfortable she became.
Okay, y'all, so property management sent somebody up to come take a look, so I'm gonna let him do what he do, and I'm gonna stay back here.
Light works.
You say the light works? Y'all, he said the light works. Oh, Lord. What is that? It's y'all. What the hell is going on? Y'all see all these little kids? She had put kids' shoes up in there. What the? So how did? So hold on, because no, this other day that the door came open when I was in here. So if the door came open, like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, y'all. So remember that thing? I thought it was a snake. I really thought it was some plastic, but y'all, I'm not gonna get close to this. This is real snake skin. Oh my God! Look at this. You can see, like, ooh. Oh my God! Look at that.
Eventually, Jasmine contacted property management and asked them to open the door. What they found inside was disturbing: a large pile of children's shoes stacked eerily in the middle of the floor. It wasn't just a few pairs either. There were dozens. Jasmine didn't know what to think. Was this something paranormal or something far worse?
So I'm looking back at this video that I took with the property manager guy, right? And I noticed something in that pile of shoes. Those frozen Elsa boots, whatever you want to call it, those boots are my daughter's. Like, I'm gonna show y'all a picture that me and my daughter took, like, I want to say like 2 months ago. Yo, this is crazy because I really thought she just lost them at school. Those shoes belong to my daughter.
Before calling the police, she rewatched her earlier recordings. And that's when she noticed something chilling. One of the shoes in the pile was her daughter's. Somehow, it had ended up inside apartment 23. She had no idea how this was possible.
Somebody in this building must be going around here just collecting shoes. And I'm not gonna say collecting, stealing little kids' shoes around here. I've talked to at least 2 or 3 different people in this building who have said that their children been missing shoes. So I'm thinking that somebody has access to that room and they're going around stealing shoes and then taking them and putting them in there. They're just putting shoes in the room. Like, it just none of this makes sense to me right now. None of it.
Jasmine showed the footage to property management. They confirmed that no one had lived in or accessed that unit for years. That's when she came to a terrifying realization. Someone in the building must have access to the apartment and had been stealing children's shoes and placing them inside. Even though the building management removed the shoes and promised to change the locks, they advised Jasmine to stay alert, so she decided to set a trap.
Okay, y'all, I'm finna get to the bottom of this. See these little shoes right here? I put them here as bait, right? Bought some real cheap shoes, just, you know, little kid shoes or whatever. But what I did was, I got me a plant, right? Little cheap plant too, but look what's inside the plant. Hopefully y'all can see it. Hopefully nobody else see it, but...
She placed a pair of her daughter's boots near the door and pointed a camera at them. Her theory was simple. If the boots disappeared, then someone was definitely still accessing the room. Maybe even the same person who had taken her Ring camera a few weeks earlier. For 2 nights, nothing happened. But on the 3rd night, something finally did. While the camera was recording, one of the boots shifted. It lifted slightly off the floor and then landed, now turned in a different direction than before. It looked like it had been moved. But there was no one around. Even Jasmine's neighbor, who lives right next to apartment 23, was disturbed. She later told Jasmine that on the same night, she heard what sounded like a baby crying, right outside her door. At first, she assumed it was coming from the hallway. But as she stepped outside, she realized the crying was coming from inside apartment 23. Scared, she returned to her apartment. And then, just seconds later, she heard something move behind the wall again. Whether she truly heard a baby is hard to confirm. There's no clear audio of crying in the footage. But even if she imagined it, it still doesn't explain how the boot moved. And that's what unsettles Jasmine the most. After this final incident, she decided to throw the boots away. To this day, no further footage has been shared, and no new developments have been reported. But the footage she did share continues to raise questions. And until those questions are answered, the mystery of apartment 23 remains unsolved. But there are still more mysteries out there. Unsettling moments caught on camera, like this one, for example, captured by urban explorer Christopher Hill. Christopher Hill recently visited an abandoned hospital in Warren, Ohio, a structure that's been left to decay for over a decade. The building is currently scheduled for demolition, and with that in mind, Christopher decided to document its final days. At first, everything seemed quiet. He walked through empty corridors, peeling paint, and rooms frozen in time. But what Christopher didn't realize was that something, or someone, might still be inside. Deep within the hospital, in a narrow passageway near the back of the building, Christopher records something strange. At the time, he doesn't notice it, but later, viewers pointed it out. Just by the doorframe, a shadowy figure appears to be standing completely still. At first glance, it might seem like a person, maybe a squatter. But the figure doesn't move, and on closer inspection, it doesn't even seem human. Unaware of what he just filmed, Christopher continues exploring. He eventually reaches a room that's nearly collapsed in on itself. Walls crumbling, debris scattered across the floor. But even in silence, something about the room feels wrong. The atmosphere changes. He pauses, clearly unsettled. Then, just when it seems like things couldn't get more disturbing, something else happens. loud sound echoes through the corridor behind him. He spins around, but no one's there. The noise continues, brief, sharp, and then silence again. Whatever was with him in that building, it didn't want to be seen. Christopher never found out what caused the shadow or the noises, but with the hospital set to be demolished, he takes some comfort in the idea that he won't have to return. Still, the footage leaves a question behind. Was it just a trick of the light, or something else entirely? Whatever it may be, we'll probably never know the full truth. And the same could be said about what unfolds in this next terrifying video. Posted on TikTok, a woman named Sarah shared a video that quickly grabbed attention online. In it, she documents a strange and unsettling experience involving a toy in her home, one that began acting in a way she simply couldn't explain. It started on an ordinary evening. Sarah was sitting on her couch watching TV when she suddenly heard a faint musical sound coming from another room. Confused, she paused the TV and opened her phone camera, hoping to catch whatever was happening.
My daughter's been asleep for 2 hours. She's all the way over there. How is this standing up perfectly upright and turned on? She can't reach that. Hi, baby. And she's dead asleep when that thing just came on. There's no way. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry.
The toy had started playing music on its own. There was no one else in the house, and the toy hadn't been touched. It was enough to make Sarah uneasy, but things didn't stop there. Shortly afterward, she began recording a video for a group chat, still a little shaken, but trying to laugh it off.
We usually turn that machine on every night at bedtime. I didn't turn it on tonight, but that thing to be on, like if I were to, what the fuck was that? Okay, my whole body. No. What is that? Nope. Nope. I told you to get out. My heart monitor battery just drained. My sensor battery just drained. That's what's going off right now.
That's when something truly bizarre happened. Out of nowhere, Sarah's heart rate monitor, which had been fully charged, suddenly lost all power. It shut off instantly. No warning, no low battery alert. Just gone. The timing made the moment all the more terrifying. And viewers were quick to point out one more thing. At around the 0:39-second mark in the video, just behind a door in the shadows, something appears to be standing there. It's vague, difficult to see, but several people in the comments believe it may be a ghostly figure watching from the dark. Others say it's probably just furniture catching the light in an odd way. So what's really going on in Sarah's home? Is she being visited by something paranormal? Something from beyond this dimension? Or is this a mix of coincidence, malfunction, and tricks of the eye? As always, you decide. Let me know your theories in the comments, because whether it's supernatural or not, something in that house clearly doesn't want to go unnoticed. And it turns out, it isn't the only place where you can experience strange phenomena. The same goes for the man in this next video. The person in this video has been dealing with some strange activity around their home.
There's nothing on this door. Hello?
It started with something simple. the door to one of the rooms began opening on its own. No explanation, no draft. Just the sound of the latch clicking and the door swinging open like someone was standing on the other side. Not long after, they began hearing noises coming from the basement. Soft at first, like faint footsteps or the creaking of wood. But over time, it became more distinct, clear enough to be unsettling. The person behind the camera was convinced something, or someone, was inside the house, so they kept recording.
More noises. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa!
And one night, they caught something that might just confirm their worst fears. In the middle of the night, with the house quiet and dark, something moved. A shadow flickered in the corner of the frame, quick but unmistakable. The kind of thing you might miss the first time, but not the second. If this isn't enough to make someone pack up and leave, then honestly, I don't know what is. But what if you're a trained professional, someone who specializes in the paranormal, and it still manages to terrify you? That's exactly what happened when a paranormal investigator and a medium visited a location in Mexico known as El Romoral, a place long rumored to have a dark and unsettling presence. Locals say that at night, a tall, shadowy figure often appears here. Those who've seen it don't just report fear, they describe an overwhelming sense of unease, sometimes even full-blown panic. Right before stepping onto the property, the medium stopped. She said she could feel something that was already following them.
Maestro, hay alguien en el árbol. Hay alguien en el árbol, oh, hijo de su madre. Maestro, hay alguien en el árbol. Hay alguien en el árbol, oh, hijo de su madre. Uy, uy, uy. Uf.
From that moment on, things began to shift. The air felt heavier, and both investigators reported feeling disoriented. Whether it was just fear setting in or something more is hard to say, but they weren't alone. When it comes to the paranormal, especially when you're dealing with entities that might not want you there, it's probably best to let the professionals handle it. But there are some things that were never meant to be seen. Like this next video, posted by a father just a few years ago. A father took his wife and young daughter on a trip to a local theme park. Like most parents, he brought his camera along to capture the day. Moments of laughter, excitement, and rides spinning in the background. But what he ended up recording was something far stranger than any attraction. After they got home, his daughter said something unsettling. She told him she didn't want to go back to the park. Not because of the rides, not because she got sick or overwhelmed, but because, in her words, something felt wrong. At the time, he didn't think much of it. But later that night, as he reviewed the footage, he saw something that made her fear suddenly make sense. In one of the clips, while his daughter is standing near an attraction, something strange happens. Right behind her, almost blending into the background, a hand seems to reach out from nowhere. It's quick and easy to miss if you're not paying close attention. But when you slow it down, it becomes even more disturbing. The hand appears to be reaching towards the girl, not just hovering, reaching. And there's no one visibly behind her. No arm, no body, just the hand. But that isn't all the father captured. Earlier in the video, he was filming a small boat passing by on the water. It's a peaceful shot, until something suddenly comes into frame. A shape, barely visible, rises up near the edge of the screen. It's hard to make out, but it almost looks like the same hand. And this time, it isn't reaching toward his daughter. It's reaching toward him. There's no clear explanation for what he captured, but the footage raises more questions than answers. Was it the same presence both times? And if so, what did it want? Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain. The fear his daughter felt wasn't just her imagination. What do you think? Ghost, trick of the light, or something else entirely? Whatever it may be, we'll probably never know the full truth. And the same could be said about what unfolds in this next terrifying video. This video takes place inside a high school cafeteria, one that's been the subject of local ghost stories for years. According to students, many years ago, a girl tragically passed away in this very cafeteria. Some claim her spirit still lingers. So, on this particular night, 3 students decided to investigate. They brought a camera and began filming, hoping to capture something unusual. At first, everything seemed normal. The cafeteria was empty, silent, nothing out of the ordinary.
And so we think she died here, obviously, because this is where the hell the dance is. And what was that noise?
Did you see it?
Did you hear?
Help! Dude.
What?
Did you see it?
But just a few seconds into recording, something appeared in the distance. It's hard to describe. At first glance, it looks like movement, maybe a shadow. But as the camera zooms in, it becomes clear that it doesn't really resemble a person. Most ghost sightings tend to show a faint silhouette or a clear human shape. But this one doesn't. It's vague, unnatural, almost as if it wasn't fully formed, or that the camera wasn't capable of capturing its true shape. Maybe the footage is too low quality, or maybe what they recorded wasn't meant to be seen clearly at all. Still, the scariest part isn't the image itself, it's the idea behind it. The thought that when you try to summon something, like these students did, something might actually respond. Even if it doesn't have a name, even if it doesn't have a shape, something might still be there. And it isn't the only place where you can experience strange phenomena. The same goes for the people in this next video. The video comes from the Paranormal Encounters subreddit and was posted by a user named jturley85. The uploader included some background information to give context to the eerie footage, which was reportedly filmed in the remote mountains near Beaver, Utah. According to the post, a co-worker of jturley85's wife had gone out hunting that weekend. They had taken a pack of dogs with them, which is fairly common in the area. But during the trip, something strange happened. 2 of the dogs ran off, and when the hunters went searching, they found both animals ripped apart. While trying to figure out what could have done it, they spotted something unusual through a rifle scope, and luckily, or perhaps unluckily, they managed to record it. Here's what they captured. Whatever that thing is, it's the stuff of nightmares. The figure appears tall, almost unnaturally so. It's thin and seems to move in a way that just doesn't look quite right. In the comments, the uploader explains that the creature's arms seem abnormally long, and something like hair or fur hangs loosely from its limbs. At first, they assumed it was just another person in the distance, maybe a hunter wearing odd gear. But the more they watched the footage, the less sense that explanation made. Many commenters suggested a chilling theory. Skinwalker, a shape-shifting creature from Navajo folklore, known for taking on the form of animals or humans, and often associated with disturbing, violent encounters. And looking at this footage, it's not hard to understand why that theory keeps coming up. Of course, it's impossible to say for sure what's on camera. Skeptics have pointed out that it could just be a person in strange clothing, a case of digital distortion, or maybe even a well-made hoax. So, what do you think? Was this a real sighting of something paranormal, or just a trick of the eye in the wild Utah mountains? Whatever the answer might be, one thing's certain: that was no ordinary animal. And there are even more strange phenomena that have been caught on camera. Like the next one, captured by urban explorer Chris during one of his investigations. Chris, known from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill, is well known for exploring eerie and abandoned locations across the globe. On May 29, 2023, he uploaded a new video, this time venturing into a long-forgotten structure, the Robert Fulton School, located in Cleveland, Ohio. The building itself is over 90 years old, and it shows. As Chris makes his way through the empty halls, it's clear the school has fallen into complete disrepair. Broken glass, fallen ceiling tiles, and debris litter nearly every room. It's the kind of place that feels heavy the moment you step inside. As the video progresses, Chris explores deeper into the building, and at about 4.5 minutes in, he experiences the first truly unsettling moment of the night.
God. This is crazy.
While walking down a dark, narrow corridor, a loud, unidentifiable sound echoes through the building. It seems to come from somewhere nearby, but Chris can't pinpoint where. He pauses for a moment, clearly shaken, but decides to press on. In hindsight, that may have been a mistake. Around the 30-minute mark of his video, Chris stumbles upon something even stranger. A child-sized doll seated eerily near a closed door. Taped to the doll is a handwritten sign that reads, "Keep out." Chris ignores the warning and decides to open the door anyway, and that's when it happened.
Somebody lives in here. Somebody's been here. Look at that. Somebody's been living in here. Ah!
The moment he does, a sudden, violent scream bursts from the darkness inside. It's loud, distorted, almost inhuman. Chris doesn't wait around to find out who or what it was. He immediately bolts down the hallway, the sound still ringing behind him. So what exactly happened inside that room? Some viewers believe it might have been a squatter or someone trying to scare him off, but others aren't so sure. The timing of the scream, the eerie warning, and the fact that the voice doesn't sound quite normal, all of it leaves room for something more sinister. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain. Chris probably won't be going back to Robert Fulton School anytime soon. And honestly, I can understand that. The same could be said about the next person we're going to look at, a man named John Shoemaker, whose discovery still leaves people with more questions than answers. On April 2nd, 2009, John Shoemaker uploaded a video to his YouTube channel that has sparked debate and speculation ever since it first appeared online. In the video description, John explains how he came across the footage. Quote, "I was recently driving back to my parents' farm in Iowa when I got a flat tire on a gravel road nearby. When I got out of the car to change it, I noticed a DV cam tape lying in the dirt off to the side. I figured it was junk, but I stuck it in my pocket and took it home. Luckily, I had my own DV cam with me, so I tried the cassette, and amazingly, it worked. This is the video I was able to get off of it. I don't know what to make of it. I blurred the faces since I don't know who these people are, or what happened to them. So, with that strange backstory in mind, let's take a look at the footage John recovered. What you're about to see is unsettling."
Is this thing on? Okay, cool. Yeah, we're here in Gry, Iowa, the creepiest abandoned town ever. Wouldn't you agree? Mm-hmm. We're here on Elm Street, which is known to be the creepiest street ever. Here, let me get out. Get a shot of this place. This place is creepy. This porch is fucked. Let's see if there's another way in here. Yo, pull around. Shine your headlights. What the hell is this place? What's the light? Man, look at this place. Creepy as hell. What the hell's over here? Creepy as hell.
The footage appears to show two men entering what looks like an abandoned building. At first, it seems like any typical exploration, but that changes quickly. Within minutes, something goes wrong. The camera shakes, the lighting breaks down, and the two men seem to be running from something. What that something is remains unclear. But the tone, the screams, and the sudden end of the footage give the whole thing the feel of a found footage horror film. Except this wasn't a movie, at least not according to John. Which leads to the big question, what did we just watch? Was this video a real recording of an unexplained and possibly tragic event? Or is it a cleverly made short film, planted on a gravel road to create a mystery? We may never know for sure. But one thing is certain. Whether real or staged, the video's atmosphere is deeply unnerving, and its origins remain unexplained. And chances are, it'll probably stay that way forever. And the same could be said for these two friends in the next encounter, a moment that left more unease than explanation. Two friends stumble upon an abandoned building, and what they encounter inside is nothing short of chilling.
走。我操，那啥呀？
干嘛去了？看手机里，
那啥玩意儿了？
还有个黑影儿。
我操！操你！没有啊，没有看错。操！我操！我操！我操！他是不是动了？啊！我操！啊！过去看一眼，走。
车响了吗？跳你干嘛？
吓我！没事，可以啊。走，慢慢过去看看。
慢慢过去就跑了。
不行，就慢慢走。
停车吧。
我操！没了呢。
The footage shows them exploring cautiously, but it doesn't take long before they come across something that leaves them visibly shaken. So what do you think this was? Could it have been a ghost? Or just someone hiding and trying to mess with them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As terrifying as that was, nothing quite compares to what this man captured and posted online. It's late at night, and the man recording this video is clearly terrified. There's something inside his house, and he feels like it's watching him. This is what he managed to capture on camera. A black figure suddenly appears on screen, briefly but unmistakably. So what do you think it was? Could it have been a person? A ghost? Or was it all just an elaborate hoax for views? You decide. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.